Not a rainy day.
Got it going on. All right. Let's do this. Lock in. All right. Here we go. Looking forward to this. We had another a rainy day here in southern Alabama here in the United States. And we had the opportunity to come home and talk tennis once again. So welcome everyone to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Thursday, July the 13th. 2023, and we are going to get into the women's semifinals, kind of review, kind of analyze, kind of discuss some topics that involve some off the court things, and then talk about the men's semis upcoming and predictions moving forward. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First and foremost, I wanted to start with this topic, and the topiek is: did Ons Jabeur and Vondrousova, did they save the women's side or the whole tournament from having a very dramatic final? Right? Do you know what I mean? You know, the whole if Sabalenka would have won it.
They did. When the Wimbledon tournament, whatever directors, those, the organizers, they're definitely like, we don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be awkward, we don't have to think about what happens if one wins and doesn't shake the other hands or lose. And yeah, they got lucky.
Yeah. So for the past couple of days, we've chatted about the implications if say Sabalenka and Svitolina would have made the final and one or the other lost. And then there was the handshake thing, in front of Center Court Wimbledon on Championship Sunday or Saturday for the women. It would have been quite the dilemma. So do you really feel like that they really saved a potential uproar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I do.
Now there won't be that much talk. You won't hear on the news or ESPN talk about it now.
Yeah.
That's done.
We talk about the importance of sportsmanship quite often. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think you were chatting with it. Was it Wildlife or B-Dog that sent you the video of Vondrousova and Jabeur?
No, I just found that.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I was just looking through Instagram.
So will you, if it's not too hard to see, will you show this little clip of Ons Jabeur after having won her match, and Vondrousova comes and gives her a hug, right?
That's how it should be. That's what tennis should be. I mean, look how happy she is. They both gave each other a hug, and then they're gonna battle it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to see that.
Yeah, great example of sportsmanship, sportswomanship.
There it is again.
Whatever. Yeah.
Here they are hugging each other.
Classic.
And see, there's another hug, and
Yeah.
We'll definitely be watching another one-time Grand Slam wonder hit, is what you call it.
Oh, so you think whoever wins the women's final will never win another one?
No.
So one and done for either one.
One and done for either one. Yeah.
You should make that into a T-shirt. One and done for either
It'll
one.
Be a one and done. But at least Jabeur can maybe do what Novotná did.
Yana.
She had a chance to win it, choked against Graf, and then she won it against someone that she could have beat. Yeah. So yeah, this is it right here.
Okay, so here's an interesting question, and can you poll it? Maybe can you poll question? It's a simple question. So Carla just said that any one of the two women that were to win the final would be one and done. So let's poll that. Mm-hmm. Whoever wins the women's side, are they one and done?
Whoever wins the women's
side. Yeah, our women's final, are they one and done? I'm going to vote yes on that. I think you're very, very right on with that kind of mindset.
Quite an accomplishment, and they can be okay with that. I mean, for Ons Jabeur, I mean, she made a final and she made another final, and this is her time now to prove it. So Vondrousova, I think, made it to the semis at the French Open. I thought it was the finals, but I think it was the semis where, or what, did she beat Anisimova? I think she beat Anisimova French Open semis and then lost in the finals.
Yeah, Vondrousova is similar in my not the way that they play, but similar to Pliskova, right? It's like they've been kind of hanging around there. Doesn't she have a sister
too?
Yeah, the Pliskova has a twin sister.
No, Vondrousova has a sister.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not quite sure the answer to that.
Let's see, French Open.
But yeah, I think she made a final there.
So here, let's see, third round. Nope, there's a French Open where I thought she made it pretty far. I'll find it.
Well deserved. Good job for her. We're going to talk about this here shortly. By the way, Olani, we sent your hat out today, and it's one identical to the one on my head, but it's still in the wrapper, tags on it, whatever. But we sent that out today, and sorry for the delay. Okay, back to the sportsmanship thing with Vondrasova and Jabeur. Again, the problem that we have in today's society is that
she was 2019 runner-up.
Issues sell, right? Drama sells. Bad things tend to sell. People tend to click on it if it's like, oh no, there was this crazy thing that happened. And I really do feel like Svitolina and Kostyuk and some of these Ukrainian players that have politicized their, I guess, beliefs on the Ukrainian and Russian war, even though it's like proxy East and West type thing. Anyway, but I guess the moral of the story is that I'll just squash it there so we don't get back into it. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that. But I really do feel like that. Sure. I really do feel like that Svitolina has had a good run, but I really do feel like her run was more about clicking on her because of her, I guess, making a big example out of not shaking hands type thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So next thing, the last show we spoke about tradition of the game of 10. We talk about tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we showed a picture of Carlos Alcaraz wearing a bucket hat yesterday. Mm-hmm. Right. So Wimbledon is supposed to be like the most traditional place. And we made reference to Nicholas Mahut, John Isner, and who was the other person involved? Kevin Anderson, I think. Somehow within 2 years, these three guys made the no tiebreaker in the fifth to a tiebreaker in the fifth, right? So we were talking about tradition because someone was griping about Alcaraz's hat in a press conference was too bold. The white line across the rim of the hat, it wasn't, streamlined enough type thing, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, but we got up this morning. It was like 5:15, 5:30. We turned on ESPN, and there was like the pre-Wimbledon stuff on. And Chris Evert, and I think it was who was in the box, the Englishman that always commentates, Jason Woodall, I think. Anyway, but they made reference to the fact that there are a handful of things on the table that are going to be, I guess, voted upon to either rectify current issues or to make the game even shorter. And I'll tell you. One of the things on the table is the no ad scoring mindset. Okay. Think about this. At major tournaments or anywhere in the game of tennis, you have no ad scoring, right? You bust your ass to fight your way back to deuce, or it's at deuce, and all of a sudden it's deciding point. It adds a little bit of element into luck into it. Just saying, as a player, if you are a player, you understand, you fought your ass off, you're at your 37th deuce, and all of a sudden no ad, next point. Anyway, I think that's easier understandable if you're a player. No ad sucks. You already
no ad sucks because if you double fault, oh man.
Yeah.
One shank. Oh.
Okay. So no ad scoring is on the table for the future of international tennis. Number 2 out of 3 sets across the board, whether it's ATP 250, 500, 1000, women's premier, whatever, major championship, men's, women's, whatever, everything's 2 out of 3. The problem I think that we have with this is that is such a change from the mindset of playing a major versus playing any other tournament, right? You play a major because it's going to be grueling. It's like doing the Tour de France as a bike rider when you're just used to riding around the neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the Olympics compared to, the World Championships, even though that's a pretty big deal in track, right? So that's something else on the table. Now, here's the next one that was shocking to me.
Way too much.
What is that? Tattoos?
Someone asking yay or nay.
Whose tattoos? I like that.
That's just too much.
What's wrong with the tattoos?
Just too much there. Too much. I don't like that.
Tattoos are great for me. I don't.
777.
Lucky 777. You hit 777 in Vegas. You're doing well.
It's okay.
Who sent this?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I like tattoos. Do you like tattoos? I do. I love them. I have a whole bunch. And when our boys come home this weekend, this
Yes,
Saturday.
but you don't have them on your arm like that. It's like
I'm gonna add some to the repertoire this
yeah,
weekend.
but we're not putting it there.
No, I'm gonna go like here.
Oh, brother. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Tattoos.
Mm.
Okay.
No, so someone said no ad is foolishness, and then
Yes, I agree. Who said that?
Van Lee, and then Brian Mason said no ad, no way.
Yeah, I mean, when we go to tournaments, like say junior tournaments, and you know everything's on schedule, everything's good, and then it rains, and you know you take a couple hours rain delay, then we understand why they're like, hey, you know, because of time, and not having matches till midnight, can you make it no ad scoring, or we're going to make it no ad scoring? Okay, I get that. High school tennis that is not related to say USTA or UTR. I mean, okay, you know, it doesn't matter anyway. Okay. I can understand that, but no ad scoring and grand slams for singles or doubles for that matter. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they go from men's 3 out of 5 set doubles at Wimbledon and the rest of the majors to 2 out of 3 in the past couple of years? So they already do that. Don't men's and women's doubles play? Or I know women's, but don't men's doubles now only go 2 out of 3? And is it no ad scoring currently in doubles? But I guess for me, shockingly, it would take the gladiatorship out of making a Grand Slam final if you're playing 2 out of 3 no ad scoring. Now, here's the next one. This one is a shit sandwich.
Someone said, Van Lee said, Vondrousova left her husband at home to babysit her naked cat, laugh out loud. He's like, he asked, would you do that, Carla? Would you make Jay stay at home and babysit your cat if you were playing a Grand Slam?
Hell no.
No.
I wouldn't stay at home. I'd be like, that cat's got 9 lives and he just lost all of them. Gone. Okay, here's one that's even more outlandish. And this one was freaking deep. I was coming out of the shower at like 5:40 and I heard this and I'm like, what? One serve only. One serve. So no first serve and second serve. One serve. Let first serve. There is no second serve. Not only would that change the whole dynamic of the game, the whole rhythm of the game.
Nobody would serve hard.
But you're taking away a whole category of statistics, and that is double faults. So Chris Evert at this point in time, and I wrote this, I quoted it. I made sure I got out of the shower and said, Carla, give me my pen. So I wrote this down. Chris Evert says, and I quote, you know, they should shorten matches because no one wants to sit and watch it that long. Unquote. Okay. She was alluding to people at home watching television. Okay. She was alluding to that. Okay. And that's okay. But really, you're going to even think about making the game go from from ad scoring to no ad scoring, 2 out of 3 sets majors, one serve only, no double faults, whatever, that's done. Oh, and by the way, the kicker is starting next year, and this is voted. This is fact. This is in play. It's going to be played. Line judges at Wimbledon are done. No line judges. Okay, they're done, right? So we got into this whole discussion this morning when we woke up about Carla mentioned, well, dang, that sucks because people that work really hard to do that just lost their jobs. My response to that, and I'm curious if you know better than I, because it's just a guess, and you know guesses are usually wrong. I was telling her it's probably like a master stringer. Like, okay, so for instance, we string. I've strung since very small. Anyway, but some of the guys I've known over the years and gals that have really become a master of their craft. Like they're through the MRT program. They're traveling around a little bit and so forth. And you know, here they go and they string at a major. So a couple of guys that we've kept up with and we know have strung at majors. And they really don't get paid really anything at all. They work ass off. I mean, it's crazy. We were at the 07 and 08 US Open and in the stringing room, humbling. These guys were killing it and gals killing it. You're like, holy crap. And you realize that they're not, I guess, being compensated how they should because those guys and gals work their ass off. Anyway, but the moral of the story is when you're a stringer, and you get to somewhere like that, it's not because of the paycheck. It's because of what you can put on your resume, right? So do you kind of feel it's like?
I don't think so. I think that there's many that travel probably. Jose P. asks, how quick can you string a racket?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. This is one of the things that keeps me going when I have a pile of rackets to string and I'm watching out the window. Everybody's on the court getting their workout, hitting, and then my daughter's dropping her elbow when she serves. And I'm like, ugh. So to keep myself sane, I compete against myself. So the fastest, honestly, and this isn't that fast, but for me, it's pretty fast for me. About 18 minutes, 17 minutes is like the best for me. Now, it depends on the type of string. If it's like a textured polyester with sharp edges and you're putting crosses the same way, then, maybe 20. But I think if I had like a round polyester string and like a monofilament cross, I could do it start to finish, cut the strings, tie the knots, cut it, stencil it, throw an overgrip on it, and 18 to 20 minutes. That's about the best I can do. And that's not crazy fast. I've seen faster for sure. A lot faster.
That's very good though.
Yeah. It's still pretty comfortable though.
Alani said, how is Sabalenka a pro player? She can't even adapt to different shots.
Good point.
I asked myself why are they pros? But
and is that where did you see? Is that Alani that said that? Where did you see that? Oh, we sent your hat out today. You probably saw that already.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of your tracking number.
We sent the hat out today. Sorry it took so long.
That's awesome, Jose P. said. That takes me 3 times as long on a clipper mate.
Clipper mate. Oh, the stringing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Clipper mate is where we get our stringing patterns from.
Mm-hmm.
Clippermate.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so thoughts on that. The thoughts of having no ad scoring at majors. The thoughts of only 2 out of 3 sets, even though they've already done that to doubles. And I get it there, I guess, a little bit. 2 out of 3, not the no ad. I don't get no ad, period. Would never have an excuse to play no ad. And I would never be on board with the one serve, by the way. But I get it in doubles. It doesn't tend to gravitate or to cause fans to pack it in, right? That's why like Nadal and Federer would play an exhibition every once in a while together, because everyone would want to come knowing that the best doubles team in the world would beat them easily as singles-minded players. Mm-hmm. And then the line judges thing, again, that's a, it's a tradition.
I'm sure Djokovic is for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tradition gone, but I don't feel like the line judges are there for a big payday. I think it's more like, hey, I'm very good at what I do, and I was invited to be a line judge at Wimbledon. So I don't think anybody necessarily lost their, large income because of that. But tradition is gone nonetheless. Okay. My take on this, and we'll finish this topic, is something along these lines. So we change a global language, tennis. We change something that's been around for a very long time, and we change it rapidly within the past 5-7 years. Houghton, Isner, and Anderson, and these serve bots. I took the tiebreaker out of it, and then we have COVID and all this stuff. So we've taken a very traditional global language, and we say that because you can play tennis anywhere on earth. Carl and I, we've walked through airports and parking lots, and we've never even been there before. And hey, you're tennis players. Well, how did you figure that? Well, you could tell the way you walk, the way you dress, the bags you're holding. Anyway, it's an international network. So we're going to take that and we're going to throw it out the window with the trash. And we're going to say, yo, these folks at home are too lazy or too hyper or too whatever to sit down and watch something when they can hit pause or record these days and watch it later. But the quick fix, they got to go to Google, and they can't be patient enough to just let it play out. Anyway, so we take this international language and we shorten it into this hodgepodge, shortened version of dumb and idiocracy. Okay. We saw a movie just the other night and we were told to see it. Okay. So maybe you've seen this. Put 1s in the chat if you have, 2s in the chat if you haven't. It was like called Idiosyncrasy or Idio something. And it was about this guy that got frozen, and he was supposed to be unfrozen in a year, and some mistake was made and he was unthawed or thawed out about 500 years later. And he rose into what was a disastrous humanity because everyone was so dumb. No one ever studied, and it just kept happening. And then the next generation didn't study, and the next generation. So people just kept getting dumber and dumber. Do you think something like this is happening to the game based upon people having to not get their ass, what's the thing called when people don't move? Bed sores? People getting too many bed sores in their ass. So now we got to change the game on behalf of their ass.
It's just, dumbing everything down.
Okay. I got dumber just hearing those reasons. Okay.
Jose P. said, what do you guys think about the Wimbledon curfew versus 2 a.m. matches in the U.S. Open? My answer was, well, I think it changes everything. I think when you stop a match and then you have to start it the next day, it changes the momentum and everything.
That can be a killer.
I'd rather finish the match. I don't care how late it is. I'd rather finish it.
the energy totally changes.
Yeah, I'd rather finish it.
Yeah, especially if it's an underdog and the underdog's leading and then comes the rain break.
Yeah.
That's when it's trouble.
Well, think about the Connors against what was it? Krickstein. Had they stopped the match, Connors would have come back with a different, probably no energy and stuff. So yeah.
We watched our daughter Liliana about a year ago was playing a tournament.
Yeah, Ryan was there.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, remember that? Lily was up. Was up
like, 6-1.
Was up. Yeah, 6-1 in the first and serving for the match, and then
not serving for the match, first game, and it changed everything.
Rain came, changed, took a L. Anyway, let's come up with a couple examples and let's read a couple of them of what in another sport this would look like if this kept going. Okay, number one, let's make heavyweight boxing bouts 1 round.
I'm gonna look for that knockout and be like, cheap, boom.
Or maybe your strategy would be to score as many points as possible because they base it upon points. So just and then so the knockout I think would be taking out of it because you would take too much risk by wasting time looking for that one big shot. If someone's peppering points at you, Floyd Mayweather would probably be pretty happy. Okay, how about make the PGA Championship, professional golf championship, make it just 1 hole? Throw everybody on the hole, and if 27 people get a birdie, well, who had the closest ball to the hole? And if it was a tie, fuck it, just flip a coin. Just flip the fucking coin. Okay, how about if you're a football enthusiast, whether it's European football, soccer, or whether it's U.S. football? How about just making it 1 set of downs? You got 4 downs, I got 4 downs. Good luck, right? They already did it with overtime anyway. Instead of running the field, now they start at the 20 and they, Okay. Think about it. They've already done.
Qualifying for the race is the race.
Yes. The qualies is the damn race.
Paul Sitter gets a trophy.
Yes, that's funny. Yes, the qualies, that's it. Yeah. Not who won. It's the fastest time. Anyway, there's a lot of examples. Carla said one, and I thought it was funny. The 100-meter hurdles, but it's just 1 hurdle. That's a good one.
Who could swallow Nathan's hot dog real quick?
Okay, we're going to revisit the next topic. We're going to revisit something we chatted about yesterday. And BDoggo2 and the chat, it's Bobby Harris. So Bobby Harris, from a credible standpoint, is a wonderful gentleman. Love you, bro. You know
military
that.
Guy.
Military. He's a family man. He's a Patriots fan. That's the damn problem. He's a damn Pats fan. Anyway, he's a Belichickologist. Anyway, but he's no stranger of having seen a few things. And we mentioned yesterday about Svitolina and Sabalenka if they would have met. We talked about earlier in the show that, maybe Wimbledon is very happy that they didn't meet because holy shit, would they have to deal with some drama there, right? Anyway, but I think you and I were more pro Sabalenka. In other words, not her mindset or where she's from, but just saying like, why are you snubbing me? I don't have anything to do with that. We were more agreeing with her instead of Svitolina that anyway. Okay. So B-Dog sent you a message or something like that. And we were going to read that message and then talk about that message.
Well, we were going back and forth. He said, I thought the conspiracy gets the Levine in the finals for Ukraine. I guess they didn't pay Vondrashova enough money. So then he said, if a Russian war blew up my school, mom's home, or neighborhood, my church, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be big enough to shake their hand just on principle. I don't know. During the Iraq War, we treated Muslim and Middle Eastern people far worse in America. And then he said, why doesn't Sabalenka and Azarenka wear a Ukraine flag ribbon to show they are against the war? As much as it's Lithuania's responsibility to shake it, shouldn't it be the same for them to stand against the despicable land-hungry, greed-driven bloodbath of a war?
And all of it very well written and very good points. So B-Dog, again, from a very family-oriented mindset, and sons play sports, at a high level, by the way. So he knows a thing or two about competition. Why can't Sabalenka or someone wear a Ukrainian flag? That would be non-invasive to them, right? Non-invasive.
My response was, what about if they have family that lives still in that area?
Yeah.
Like Medvedev, why don't they wear it? Why doesn't Hachinov wear it? Why doesn't Rublev wear it? There's so many Russian players. Maybe they have families there, and you don't know what the consequences are, Justin. But the other thing I brought up race. I said, well, we can go back and forth about this. We can all be mad at a certain race, or I was like, why isn't Djokovic mad? I never saw this out of him, and he could be mad. Same with Jankovic and many other players.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's the right thing. I said the better thing to do is be the better person and shake hands with that person. They don't have anything to do with it.
Yes, and I think you're 100% correct. I think though, if the part I totally agree with B Dog on there is that it wouldn't be invasive to wear the flag of the other. Now the problem goes deeper than that. This whole thing that's going on there, not getting into geopolitics, is more than just a battle of militaries. It's more a battle of ideology. And maybe not wearing the other flag is a result of that. But really and truly, that would be a good idea. Make a Wimbledon logo and put a Ukrainian flag and a Russian flag and a tennis racket in between, and then throw the Belarusian one in the middle. So you said, in which I disagree with. Well, you kind of went in one direction and then the other direction in the same sentence, because you said something along the lines of you should be the better person, but in the same sentence, your thought going the other way without a transition was that if someone blew up your school, you wouldn't want to talk to their friends.
That's what he said.
Yeah. So okay. So
I didn't say that. So I don't think I would do that. I mean, I could say a lot about what's happened in my parents' country. I could be upset with the United States for what happened, right? But again, I think that we can say a lot of stuff. What about when 9/11 happened? That doesn't mean that we prosecute we don't think about them. No, you can't do that. I'm sorry. And I agree with what David Bolovich says. Not all sportsmen want to be involved with making political statements.
Exactly.
They shouldn't have
to be.
They shouldn't have to choose. They shouldn't have to make a stand. Why do you have to do that?
Exactly. Hey, Justin, chill with the dog. All right. But anyway, I lost my train of thought with the dog running around. We were talking about the Ukrainian flag.
Why don't they wear a Ukrainian flag?
Okay, to the better person. So let's make an example of you mentioned 9/11. Just a bad day for the world, for everyone, maybe not for some, but for the majority of good people, it was a rough day one way or the other, no matter how you looked at it, whether it was a conspiracy or whatever. Not getting into it, but I can tell you what you indicated and B Dog indicated that after 9/11, quote unquote, we treated people from the Middle East or elsewhere or that resembled Middle Eastern, we treated them badly. I know one thing. I never did. I damn sure did.
I never did, because I had friends, and
Me too.
I felt bad for them because people were judging them. I felt really bad for them.
Weren't we teaching an Indian student?
No, that was way later.
A little bit earlier.
No,
anyway,
that was way later. But I felt really bad for them. As a matter of fact, when I lived in Orlando, I didn't know you yet, because this happened before Jonathan was born. I was pregnant with him. A lot of those people that had hotels, because there's a lot of Indians that own hotels and stuff, Muslims,
good entrepreneurs, good for them.
People stopped coming to their hotels because of that.
Yeah.
So they were not only being judged, they were hurting financially.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no.
Yeah, and this is another thing you mentioned, being judged. There's a saying that's age old. Never judge a book by its cover. But the problem is no one opens a book up to read it anymore. They just want to go to the Cliff Notes, which even then now is an exaggeration, because that was just a shorter book you would get at the bookstore. Now it's just Google. Tell me the people involved, what happened, and tell me the end in 3 sentences, and that's all I want to see. So here we go, running into topic number 1 that talked about Chris Evert and the ESPN crew, Woodall, and whoever else wanting to shorten up the game of tennis. And here we are in the same damn discussion over again.
Ryan Mason says, not shaking hands is more like a lack of acknowledgement. That makes it very personal, and it's a cold gesture.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you don't shake someone's hand at the end of a match, it means you don't give a shit about them, or you're upset with them, or you don't even acknowledge them. Just like when sometimes players don't shake umpires' hands, It's disrespectful.
It is. Imagine this. Imagine just going to a gathering or a convention or a meeting, or you're walking in for your manager's meeting for the month, whatever it is. And you walk in and everybody's nice to meet you. Pleasure. How are you doing today? Nice firm handshake, eye contact. And you walk down that line, and every time you stick your hand out, the person turns their head and slouches over and ignores you. It hurts, right? So it's beyond just it's a personal thing. And Ryan Mason said it's a very personal thing. And depending upon how that person reacts, and God gave us, emotions, anger and sadness and anxiety and all these different emotions. We're human beings because we have them, right? That's the trial and error of being a human, these damn emotions. So there is, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I'm the world's biggest idiot. In my opinion, Kostyuk and Svitolina have gotten more attention by not shaking hands than they ever have throughout their career. And Svitolina has made multiple quarterfinals. I think she even made a semifinal at the U.S. Open. I think she made one semi, maybe not, maybe just quarters all the way through. She is dating arguably one of the best athletes, married to arguably one of the best athletes of all time. Monfils is an incredible athlete. But besides him dancing, he didn't get any coverage. But here they are every single day because they're snubbing handshakes. So in psychology, there's something called classical or operant or negative conditioning, right? We award things like if you have a kid and the kid's acting like a dumbass, you can smack your damn kid upside the head. Okay, he'll quit.
Good stuff,
right? But you're negatively trying to condition them to do something different. Okay. On the flip side of that, every time asshole, you can just say, man, if you would have been nice today, I would have taken you to the tennis court, hit a bunch of balls with you. But instead, we're here just doing ups and downs. So the next time they don't act like a dipshit, and then you say, hey, you didn't act like a dipshit. Now let's go to the course and put the lights on, have fun, right? So you're rewarding positively to change your mindset. And I think that's what we need to learn as people. Is we are influenced by negativity and we click on it. But when there's any sense of good or family or well-being or thank you, I love you and all this shit, no one wants to pay any attention to it anymore. So what do? What did Svitolina do? What did Kostyuk do? They started snubbing handshakes. And you know what? Because of our mindsets, the majority of our mindsets, not mine, not Carla's, but we're going to click on that. Okay, so congratulations to Svitolina. In my opinion, she won the biggest schmuck award of this Wimbledon. And Kostyuk, who pulled this shit the French Open, won the schmuck of the award then. And what's it changed? She got some clicks, but she still isn't a major champion.
This guy says today was Svitolina's third semi in a slam, 0 for 3.
Good. It's a good stat. Thank you for that. It's a great stat. She's been in the thick of it for a while, but she got more clickbait in this tournament than if you combine all the rest of those combined. Because I can assure you, whoever she played in each one of those semifinals, if we looked at it, if we went back and looked at that, I can guarantee you look at her opponent, you're like, damn, what is that, Serena? She's done. You see what I'm saying? I guarantee you she was not the favorite to win any one of those matches. So, she's the best of, I don't know. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. She got a lot of attention for the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Next up, and we finished. There's one last thing I wanted to say about Svitolina. She had a press conference. We were watching it this morning, and it was her press conference after last night, so not after today. Mm-hmm. So a journalist in the press room, which by the way was full, and before that press conference, Svitolina was like, "Geez, I've never seen this many people in my press conference before." Clickbait. Anyway. But someone asked her why she was doing so well in this tournament. And she immediately went to the war in my country has made me mentally stronger. Right. Do you think that this, for instance, is that's true? Or is it just another time to remind everybody about what's going on, that ultimately there's nothing that she can do or Sabalenka can do or nothing.
There's nothing they
can do about it.
There's nothing they can do to make them feel better. Nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Therefore, why are they at fault? There's nothing. I don't care if they were like, yeah, please, Russia, don't. Or, they're not even from there, What are they going to do? Change their mind?
Yeah. Mm. All right. Next topic. And this is a straightforward topic. I'd love to read your answers here. It's a pretty straightforward question. Be honest. Will you watch the women's final between Jabeur and Vondrousova. Will you watch it? Let me rephrase that. Are you going to rush home and make sure you don't check Google for the finals if you're a little bit late? Are you gonna?
I'm hoping my kid it's Saturday. No, so I won't be. I will be picking up the boys, watching the kids play. So no.
That's right. We have 5 kids, as you all know, but our two oldest boys are coming home from the United States Air Force Academy Saturday. And then our 3 youngest ones, our 2, Lily's not playing it, but our 2 youngest ones have a tournament that they're playing. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It looks like it's a high probability. And then they're coming in town. So that'll be a good time. But will you watch it? Not necessarily you then, because you physically cannot. But if you physically could, would you watch it?
Not really. I'm not that interested.
Maybe kind of flip back and forth.
Yeah. He said, Ryan said, I will keep track of the score, but not watch it live.
Yeah. Who are you pulling for, though?
Obviously, Jabeur. Yeah. I'll catch the score 3 days later.
Yeah. Now, mind you, let's give credit where credit is due. Last year, I remember we were watching this match. We did a show that day. I remember after she lost to Rybakina, that's how I say it, Rybakina, I've heard it different ways. But after that match, Jabeur was on the podium. She grabbed her microphone. She was giving her little speech. And she said, and I quote, "I'll be back." In other words, she'll be back in this stadium court for the finals again. Here she is. Did you believe it when she said that? I'll be the first one to admit. I said, man, she ain't coming back.
No, I didn't think so.
She's not coming back. Here she is. Right? How many times have you heard in your lifetime of following sports, "I'll be back"? And usually it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Terminator that actually followed up on that. So would you say Jabeur is equivalent to the Terminator? Is she the Terminator? Should that be her nickname? "I'll be back." And she came back.
Good for her. I mean, I think it's great that she came back. I hope she wins it.
I'll be back.
Because it'll be her only chance of winning a slam.
Yeah, she backed that shit up. Proud of that girl. Now, mind you, she's the first African woman to have ever made a major final. She did that last year. Can she become the first African woman ever to win a major? I think she's got to be the favorite.
I hope so.
I think she has to be the favorite. I didn't even look up the odds, but I think she's got to be the favorite. Okay, now we're speaking about Jabeur for a moment. So this is going to be like a coaching thing in a way. And you all please feel free. Ryan, coach in his own right. And there's a few others of you out there that are very involved in the dynamics and the science of the game. So Jabeur was being interviewed, and this was an article. And Jabeur was basically, in a nutshell, saying that she felt like that she was hitting the ball nice and deep, not worrying about pinion lines and hitting too many angles, but her depth. She felt very confident with her depth. Okay. Carla, what is the benefit of hitting deep to your opponent? I'm not talking moon balls. I'm not talking pushing the ball in the air.
Your opponent can't hit winners off of that.
Explain. Like, you're falling away too high?
They're hitting off their back foot, which makes them move a little bit more, kind of set better, So the footwork has to be there. It kind of makes them give the ball back to you. So good strategy. I mean, isn't that what you do, Ryan?
Look, if first of all, if you hit the ball deep, and it's top spin ball. I'm not talking pushing the ball up like a moon baller, but if you're hitting with good top spin, hitting the ball deep, the ball is landing deep, especially with top spin. It comes off the ground, and if you don't take it early right there, it comes up high, especially if it's to the backhand. I play one-handed. Ask Federer when he played Nadal. Ask me. I play one-handed, whatever. It's really tough to be aggressive up here. So we either take it early, which is sometimes risky, right? It's sometimes you don't have enough time. Or you're just, a little bit lucky if you hit a good shot off of that. So we tend to regress or retreat a bit, let it bounce, come back, and then take it after the ball is coming down again, right? So it went to the trough, it went to zenith, and it's falling again, and then we take it. The energy is out of the ball there. It's just gravity. It's doing its thing. It's really hard to be aggressive on that ball, number one. Number two, the opponent, you yourself have a lot of time, or your opponent has a lot of time to recover over there. So while their ball is, they got time to kind of get reset. If though you hit deep into the court, deep into the court, deep into the court, deep into the court. You never really allow your opponent to come into the court and to begin to dictate, right? So the moral of the story is never underestimate the importance of hitting with depth. I'll talk about pushing up a moon ball. Top spin, clearing the net by 6 feet, dropping just beyond, say, 3/4 court. Some people call it no man's land. I'm not a fan of that term anymore. But, in between, 75% of the court and the last quarter. With depth and spin, you're doing pretty well. Doubtful someone's going to be, ripping winners off of you if you're hitting that consistently there. So what I'm getting at is Vondrousova, we know, is a pretty good all-around player, right? She's not going to blow you off the court, but she'll hang in there. Jabeur has the ability to add variety, which she used to not have. Now she does have some variety. She can hit the ball big. She can slug it out. She can change it up. With that said, who wins the match? Think about it.
I hope Jabeur, but I feel like she's going to feel pressure too again.
It's not going to be a quick match.
To be in the same position, she's going to feel like, oh my gosh, now I have to win it. Here's my third final.
Yep.
Now I have to do it, or I'll never win one.
Yep.
Van Lee says Coco Gauff is getting Hollywood to me, losing hunger.
Agreed. Okay, what? Coco Gauff got what? Beat in the first round of this tournament?
Let's go back to all the videos where I said she's not going to do very good, as you guys think. And you guys always were like, nah, Coco Gauff, she's so young. No. I'm like, okay.
Well, we've kind of given grief to any young player because we know how difficult it is to get
because
there.
I said first get rid of the parents. I said that. 2, Patrick. I said 3, she has the same playing style as a junior. I said that. I said things have to change or you're not going to win and you're going to be 20 and you'll be 21 and then 22. And then before you realize it, you're 27.
And time flies. It goes by so quickly. Seems like yesterday I was, 16 or something. Seriously. But look, yesterday we chatted about Patrick Mouratoglou for a minute again, and I think he's a great coach. I think he's a little bit selfish because he's always concerned about himself and his looks and filming him hit and not his students. But from a standpoint of wins and losses, if you're a coach, right? And when we coach, especially if we have kids at tournaments, we get pretty passionate about their matches, whether it's our kids, whatever. Coaches, they get competitive between coaches. But Patrick Mouratoglou, if you look at wins and losses and you take Serena Williams out of the equation, you got a whole lot of losses and not a terrible amount of wins. Tsitsipas was on a pretty steady trajectory up. Mouratoglou gets involved.
When he met him, he was pretty good. So
yeah. So give me another one. Yastremska.
He was never.
Oh, Sasha Bajin. Anyway, sorry, I said that I think twice.
Yeah.
Give me some more. Coco Gauff.
Now with Rune.
Holger Rune.
Yeah. What's up, Bruno? Can't beat Carlitos. I
don't know, but here Alcaraz is again approaching the semis.
Can't beat Carlitos, but you're paying a lot of money, bro. Meanwhile, Carlitos has had the same coach for a long time. Want to go flashy? You should go with someone that maybe is unknown.
Well, Alcaraz has Ferrero, isn't it? Juan Carlos that he works out with. Doesn't Alcaraz work out with Ferrero?
Yeah, but what I mean is he's been with him since he was a kid.
Who?
Carlitos.
What?
He's been with the same coach forever. What I'm talking about is maybe he should find someone so there in the limelight, someone that's going to care about him and really want to get him there.
Okay, so since we have Tsitsipas on the plate, Carla, you showed me a video yesterday of Tsitsipas having someone put on sunscreen for him. If you haven't seen this, by the way, we're going to show it to you. Here is a video of Stefano Sissy Boy Tsitsipas having his sunscreen put on for him.
I mean, come on. That dude's not enjoying that.
Man, I would feel weird.
He's like, what the hell am I doing? I'd rather put this on a girl.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
I'd be like, dude,
yes,
just let me put it on myself.
I'm the Greek god.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, yeah, baby. My legs.
Oh, yeah. And I kid you not, this is in Photoshop. He is having someone put his sun. He talked about it. Hey, he was putting my sunscreen on for me. I get lost in that. I don't even know what to say. I have no words.
I have no words.
Never mind. All right. Look, if we're going out, riding, chilling, and I got one of my buddies in the back that's having his buddy put sunscreen on him, man, he's getting out. Out. See ya.
Mhm.
Let's go. Shit was weak. Okay. Anyway, thoughts on that? Would you
I'm
have
serious. Like he's like he's loving that too much. I mean, you know, it's like I could understand if it was a girl, you know, rubbing him.
Still, if I'm all hot, I don't even
no.
want a girl rubbing on me like
Come
that.
on, he wasn't hot and sweaty. He hasn't played his match yet. He's putting the sunscreen on him. You telling me it was some Ivanovic putting the sunscreen on you? You want to be happy?
Before a match?
Before a
match, I'd rather have like B-Dog in my corner, and he's like all pumping me up, you know, punching me a couple times. Come on, pressing my buttons, pissing me off. That's what I want. I don't want somebody who's rubbing damn sunscreen on me.
Right. So I wonder if people peel bananas for him too.
I'm serious. It's kind of whacked out.
He's like, I'm the Greek god. Did you see the cringe video that Badosa and Sissy ass put after that? They're at the pool. He's with a towel wrapped. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, these guys.
Who, Badosa?
No, she's not. She's just dressed in normal stuff. What is that?
I have a picture I was going to show them, so I don't mean to be.
Stop doing that, Gabby.
Oh, I just found it too. Okay. Anyway.
The next one.
Okay. So anyway, thoughts on Tsitsipas getting rubbed down by homeboy, and still, then I must say again, if you're, I don't think you're wanting to go, you know, give someone a hug and feel all soft and sunscreen prior to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you want to get motivated. Let's go. I think you want to see like a motivational video or have someone bust you up a few times, peel off a little bit, then go into battle. Sunscreen. Who needs it? You might as well go out and grunt like some of these girls. I'm surprised he doesn't grunt like that. He should get a sunscreen put on, grunt when they put it on. Shut up. Okay. Topic number 6, and this is a quick one.
I was gonna say something stupid, but I'm
go ahead.
No. I could just imagine when he's in that moment with the shit that comes out of his mouth probably makes us all laugh.
I want to build a cabin with you. I want to write a poem of you.
He's too soft.
Yeah.
He's too soft.
Your eyes are like waterfalls. You are my Niagara. Right?
She's gonna get tired of that. She's gonna want a man for real in a bit.
We should come up with the best lines that Tsitsipas has.
He
for
probably
Badosa.
goes with his stupid tan. Like someone should tell him, like, let's
put his sunscreen on for him a little higher. Yeah, put it on up here. But he wears the headband, so the headband. The headband's cool.
If I was his
like
girlfriend,
headbands.
I'd be like, baby, let's get this like suntan a bit, you know, like it's like stupid looking.
Yeah. All right. If you have the courage in the chat, there are comments later on the video. If you watch this later, I would love to read potential pickup lines for Tsitsipas to tell Badosa. Okay.
Oh shoot! Ryan said, "I want to kiss you on the seas of Poseidon."
Okay. So Tsitsipas, I want to kiss you on the seas of Poseidon. Okay, because he's from Greece, and Poseidon, he's like a Greek god, right? That's pretty good with some intellect behind it. Roses are red, violets are blue. I won't win another major until I get rid of you. Or a major.
Oh man.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. Okay, that was pretty fun. Okay, this is going to be a quick topic because I'm sure I keep this app and it's just all things tennis. So it's like articles that come up. And lo and behold, one of the first articles I came across was titled Tennis Star Jeannie Bouchard Stuns in a Tiny Pink Swimsuit. Okay, I'm like, damn, with all the drama in the world going on these days, Eugenie Bouchard, who hasn't done anything since the 2014 Wimbledon final where she lost to Bartoli, Kvitova, maybe? It wasn't Serena, I don't think. Anyway, but she's like one of the top stories, and I asked myself, she better be pretty hot in this damn bikini. And, you know, I'm not a big, you know, I like, you know, these dark-headed, and I like these things. Anyway, so I see this picture, and I'm like, man, why is she? Okay, so this is the picture I see, okay?
Yeah, I got a better one. Mine looks better.
There's her picture.
There's the picture, right? But the girl that's behind her,
they got like comment. She's like in an audience.
The girl behind her looks better. She has a better body.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
And
you
here's
see that?
This guy, like, please no. I don't want to be seen in this picture. My wife sees me here, I'm in trouble.
No, okay. So the problem I have is that you can tell she's like in an audience, maybe like at a soccer game or something, because homeboy's regular clothes. She's got jeans on and a blouse. All these people aren't in bathing suits. So she's not at the beach. So if you're doing this picture, the only reason why you're doing that picture in the first place is to get clicks. Because I mean, she's not on the beach, right? Okay, so anyway, another example of how much shit people will click on because of nothing. Like, I got dumber looking at that one. Like, who cares? Now, by the way, do any of you think Eugenie Bouchard is really that hot? Like, is she hot to you? Be honest. I would tell you if anyone was hot, male, female, I'll tell you, in my opinion, is Eugenie Bouchard hot? She has no real power to her. She doesn't have.
There was a time there where she was bulking up and she was looking better, but no.
All right. In comments, number one's in the chat if she's hot. Number two in the chat if she's not. Okay.
David said not super hot.
Yeah, she's not, bro. David, you are totally correct. Okay, and I'll give I'll give credit where credit is due, but hot she is not. Okay, who are some super hot?
You don't even have to be super hot. You know, if she would try not to get all that attention, because no, we can't all be hot. But if you don't try so hard, you look hotter. Think about it, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like there's a lot of actors out there that they try so hard, and then there's some that just, you know, they're very nice, cool, and you're like, wow. They catch your attention.
They're charismatic, yeah.
Yeah, they catch your attention. You're like, wow. But she tries too hard. She's like a high school girl that tries to find everything that's in to try to be hot. You know, they go overboard.
And thus it becomes annoying.
Brian Mason says she's Olive Garden worthy.
Yeah, take her Olive Garden. Mm-hmm. Lobster, huh? I'm thinking Burger King. What was that NWA? What was that NWA song? First album, Straight Outta Compton. What was the I Ain't the One, where he's talking about, you know, you want lobster, I'm thinking Burger King. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyway, give her a thumbs down on that one. Look, if you go to some type of crowd and you're watching something, because obviously she's in a stadium of some sort, and you're the only one in a pink thong, obviously you're going to get clicks and attention. Obviously,
but there was a girl behind her in the bathing suit.
No. She was in jeans and a tank top.
No, but there was a girl that looked better than her behind her.
I still think it was pretty awesome that you picked up the hottie behind her. I didn't even see that.
I mean, look.
I wasn't even looking at her either. I'm just telling you.
Look at the girl behind her.
Oh, show that. That's a great spot.
But here's this guy.
She got her nails all done.
He's like, no.
He's like, he can't even look.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
Look at the eyes.
I know.
Anyway, it's on her Instagram page. Okay. Topic number 5. This will be a good one. Is Mike Walker out there?
No.
All right. Well, anyway, he'll watch it later. I have some betting odds, and we tend to bet with one another. He's in New York City, by the way. Okay. Topic number 5. The betting odds are already out for the U.S. Open. Okay. Now, there's a lot more on the line for the U.S. Open than just winning the U.S. Open. Novak Djokovic is going for the calendar year slam. Now, he has held all 4 majors, and so have quite a few other players. Serena Williams, I think. Roger Federer, I think. Nadal, I think. A lot of players have held all 4 trophies in their cabinet at the same time, but only 2 men have ever done it in a calendar year. Laver did it twice, 62 and 69. Don Budge did it once in 1938. And on the women's side, Steffi Graf did it in 92. Check my ears on that, but I'm pretty confident. Okay. Novak Djokovic has a chance to do that again. Now, food for thought, when Djokovic was a victim, and I say victim, he was a victim of a errant ball that came off his racket by a ball lady that couldn't stick and dodge and move. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, well, guess what? Line judges are gone, get lost anyway. So he should get that major back. Otherwise, he would have won it. Just saying. Okay. The odds for Djokovic to win the calendar year slam are narrowing. Okay. If you went back to the beginning of this year and looked at players' odds to win the calendar year slam, every single major in the same year, the odds would have been fierce. And I'm looking at Michael Walker because he keeps up with this stuff. But it would have been nasty odds. Now those odds are narrowing. In other words, his chances of winning all 4 in the same year are going up exponentially. Okay. So the betting odds on the men's side for Novak Djokovic to win the U.S. Open, not the calendar year slam, is Djokovic at minus 150. Meaning, if I win $100. I gotta go to my bookie and I gotta pay up 150, and then if I win, I get my 150 back plus 100. Right.
So what is he trying to do?
He's trying to get the calendar year Grand Slam.
Okay, I was reading career Golden Slam.
Yeah, Golden.
Serena did it.
Now the career Golden Slam is where you've won every major and the Olympics.
Yeah,
that's the career Golden
Serena
Slam.
Serena did it as the only player to achieve the career Golden Slam, both in singles and doubles.
Great job. So, yeah, that's a great stat. The Golden Slam is not where you win it in a calendar year. It's just where you've won every major once at least, and you've won the Olympics. Gold medal, not silver, but gold.
And then Graf did it with winning Australian, French, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, and the Olympic medal.
Very, very tough feat. She did it in 92. Mm-hmm. And where was that? Sydney? Was it Sydney in 92? Because 96 was Atlanta. I have a jacket from 96 Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, so Djokovic is minus 150, the overwhelming favorite. You got to bet more to win on him. The next favorite is Alcaraz at plus 250, and he's the defending champion, right? Mm-hmm. Just goes to show you with Alcaraz in the mix, life changes. Djokovic couldn't even play it last year, could he? He wasn't allowed to play. Did he play it last year? Did he play the U.S. Open last year?
Yeah, he did.
Djokovic
he cried.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyway, he wasn't allowed to play.
No, not last year. No, that was Alcaraz who won it. The year before that, he cried.
Okay, so Alcaraz is plus 250. In other words, I'm risking money because I'll pay 100 to win 250, but whatever. So the next in line is Medvedev at plus 300. Kyrgios next up at plus 800. That's a stupid bet. And Yannick
Agassi has a career Grand Slam also.
He's won every match. Yeah. And so does Roger Federer.
Okay.
Yeah, the career. Quite a few have the career, but the calendar year. In other words, in one specific year, you won a major in January, you won one in May, you won one in July, and you won one in September.
No, Agassi does not have the Golden Slam.
Yeah, he didn't win the Olympics. Golden Slam incorporates the Olympics, which can only happen every 4 years. So it would have to be an even year, like 96 to 2000, 04, 08, 12, 16, 20, and next in 24. And where is the 24 Olympics, by the way? Is that right?
Someone could tell us. Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, Djokovic, the clear favorite. Carla, you always have this different take when it comes to the U.S. Open. We've done this show for 5 years, and every time the U.S. Open comes around, whether it's Nadal getting to the final, or whether it's Djokovic that gets into the final, or whether it's Federer, especially in his later years getting into the final, you would always say, you know what? It's anybody's game. It is anybody's game. But why is that?
Because again, New York is tough. It's hot. The crowd is tough. I think someone said here, I think if Novak wins Wimbledon, he would choke at the US Open. He usually does. It's the toughest slam for him to win. He's not very loved over there. So it's just, I think the underdogs, they thrive in this slam. They thrive.
Well,
I think the New York crowd likes the underdog. They like the underdog. They want the underdog. Always. They always go for the underdog. Since I've been a kid, I remember going. They were always rooting the underdog.
That's because the Knicks suck so bad for so long. They got to root for somebody.
No, but the Knicks didn't suck when I was a kid and went to the U.S. Open.
No, well, I mean, I think with Ewing and John Starks and Alan Houston, they could have.
They're just that type of crowd. They want to see the underdog. They want to hear the good story.
What's okay? So you go back to and not to deviate to basketball, but this was like a really good era. I used to race home from school to watch some of these games. But if you looked at the teams that had, say, John Starks, Alan Houston, who was your boy, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson was there. Larry Johnson was a really good, powerful, small forward player. Why didn't they ever win a championship?
Because of Jordan.
Because of Jordan. Scoop.
Because of Jordan.
Because of Jordan. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's right. Can't deny the J-Man. Okay. Moving forward, if you had to take any one of those bets, which would you take? Djokovic minus 150 to win 100. Alcaraz, you bet 100 to win 250.
He's not going to win that again.
Medvedev, you bet 100 to win 3. Kyrgios, 100 to bet 8. Or Sinner and Tsitsipas to bet 100 to win 1,000.
None of them.
I'm going with Djokovic minus 150.
None.
Until you show me.
I don't think any of those guys are going to win it.
Okay, I'll make a bet right now with you.
I already lost a bet. I got to pay the price again.
Yeah,
I make that bet at the U.S. Open. No, he's not going to win.
Djokovic will win the U.S. Open.
I'll make that.
And I'm going to go ahead and make this loud and clear. After the U.S. Open, Djokovic will have a quarter of 100. 25. He'll have a quarter piece of major trophies.
All right. So what's the bet if you lose?
For what? Oh, if he wins? Okay, you already owe me on one bet.
Yeah.
Already owe me on one. Actually, you owe me two because you used to tell me that Sabalenka would never win a major.
No,
and you owe me
I
on
already
that
paid
one.
for that.
What'd you pay me with?
I don't remember. I already paid the price for that.
You would
I already
remember.
paid.
Me,
I already
yeah.
paid for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bet is, what's the bet going to be? Okay, let's do this. If Djokovic wins this U.S. Open, I get to buy you a pair of Novak Djokovic ASIC shoes as your next pair of court shoes. And as well, you have to wear a Djokovic Lacoste Izod hat, or Izod, Lacoste, same logo as Izod, Djokovic hat. So he wins. I buy you a sick, gnarly pair of shoes that you should like anyway, but you probably won't like because of whose shoes wears them.
No, I've just never been an ASICS fan.
Okay, so if he wins it, I buy you the pair of ASIC shoes immediately, the clay court ones too. Okay, so we play on clay, and I'll get you the Djokovic hat. Am I wearing a Djokovic hat? No, and you wear both of them until the Australian Open, which will be 2 months away. Every day on court when you teach.
Okay, and if you lose,
you
wear an I Love Rafa shirt.
I'll do that. Where I Love Rafa.
Because you already wear Rafa shoes anyways.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. He's going to win, so get ready.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Moving forward, and we're getting to the end here. So the men's semifinals is comprised of Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, Medvedev, and Alcaraz. Which of the two matches, in your opinion, not because who's playing or if you're a diehard Djokovic fan like myself or whatever, not just because that person's playing, which match on paper has a more blockbuster potential?
Medvedev, Alcaraz.
Yes, no doubt about that. If one of them was on pay-per-view and I could only buy one, I would buy the Medvedev Alcaraz match. Big hitting players.
The Djokovic one is a bit more predictable.
And both have won one major, and that both of them was the U.S. So Alcaraz.
I thought Medvedev won too.
He did. He won the U.S. Medvedev won one.
Okay.
And then Alcaraz won one. So Alcaraz won the U.S. last year and the Medvedev the year before, or something like that. Anyway, which one's a better match and why? So you said who,
because
but why?
Djokovic is more predictable match. I feel like Medvedev and Alcaraz is a coin toss.
In other words, he's so much better that you're almost guaranteed who's going to win.
I mean, Sinner better be playing like Thor, lights out.
For 5 sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
The Djokovic will start eating his ass up like, hey.
Better play like.
Freaking goat on your ass. Kick you in the ass on the way off the court. Right? Don't let the door kick you in the ass on the way out, Sinner. The goat's fixing to pound you through the gate. Get lost. Okay, is Novak Djokovic, the Djokovic, is he guaranteed 24? Is he going to win this tournament?
Probably.
Say, one's in chat for yes, 2 in the chats for no. Oh, okay, Djokovic, let's go, number 24. Is Novak Djokovic going to win the calendar year slam, meaning he has to win this one? Is he going to do it?
No.
One's in the chat yes, 2 in the chat no. Let's freaking go, like Demo. Okay, I say so. Okay, he will join the likes of Rod Laver and Don Budge and Steppy Groff. A very short list of
very short list.
Very short list.
Tough to do.
Count them on one
hand.
He's
had many chances to do it, by the way.
Count them on
He's had
one
3.
hand.
Isn't this his 3rd chance to do it?
He had a chance before, and I think he took the throat hack.
No. He made him cry.
Well, wasn't he going for it when he took the throat hack?
Wasn't it when Medi made him cry?
It
wasn't the throat hack, no.
But okay. So here's a question.
He got beat by Nadal at the French Open
that year.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was okay. So the throat hack didn't cost him that, but his throat hack, he would, if it wasn't for the ball judge that was so slow and old.
Yeah, he would have.
Then he would already had another one.
Yes, but it wasn't that year.
Yeah, but we're sure throat hack. That was a debacle for sure. Okay, in this semifinal, by the way, the best four
Keep it up,
players.
keep it up. I like the picture. That's
Oh, David Village, thank you, bro. You don't have to do that. Thank you, bro.
that's pretty cute. I like that.
It's much love.
It's blue.
Village.
That looks like
Much
Blue's
love.
Clue. Is that no? That's a peanut lifting weights.
Yeah, and you know the first time
Or
I
a
remember this
squash.
too. Do you remember the first time that we started chatting with David?
Mm-hmm.
We were giving you hell because you hated on Djokovic so much.
I
And
don't remember.
we would always team up on you.
I don't remember David giving me hell.
No, we would kind of like
but
antagonize you.
But he never gave me he never.
Yeah, no, it was all good. I meant that in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's been a Djokovic, very staunch Djokovic fan for a long time. Okay, this year, and I didn't come up with this myself. This was once again another article came across. But this semifinal setup, Djokovic, Sinner, Medvedev, Alcaraz are currently the four best players in the world based upon points just this year. Okay, check my math on that. I didn't just make that up. It's something we read. I have it here, the actual digital form. So whether it's true or not, let's say it is. I mean, I felt like it was a pretty credible source. I think it was on The Spun or ESPN magazine. Anyway, do you like it that way, or do you like draws more like the women's game where you really don't know who it's going to be? Like, we used to do a lot of brackets, and we did fantasy here and bracketology here. We picked brackets and so forth, right? And if you look at the majority of the people that do bracket challenges, you generally see upon creating them before the matches start that high seeds are generally in those semifinals and quarterfinals.
Yeah, you want to be safe.
You want to be safe. So
absolutely.
Do you prefer seeing draws where you can pretty much predict safely who's going to make it to the last four? Or would you rather watch a tournament in which some dark horse jumps out?
I like the dark horses.
Which is more exciting?
Dark horses.
I think it's more exciting, predictable if you are a mega fan and you want that mega fanhood player to get far.
Obviously, yeah.
I think you want it to be that way if you're just you're a diehard tennis fan that just wants to see good tennis no matter who's on the court. Then you want to see the best players there. So you said it earlier, you didn't particularly care about watching the women's final. You had Jabeur, which, hey, she's got a great story.
It's just the only reason I don't care about watching it is because their games are not. It's just not exciting. They're really. It's like I was telling B-Dog. It's like tennis hasn't really been exciting since some players have retired. I enjoy watching Barty and play, Serena, and I just don't. It's hard with the one-time wonder players.
So, and we're about to finish on one last thing, but think about this for a second, and before you answer, ask yourself this: by the time anyone is dead and gone, do you think that you'll ever see another player winning 20, 22, 24, however? Do you see him winning that many majors?
In my head, I would say no, but I never thought that 14 would be passed, and it got passed. Maybe little Justin, you could do something about that, buddy.
Man. It's awe-inspiring. It's crazy.
It is amazing. Will we see it anytime soon? No.
Let's go, Victor Muniz. Go. Let's go.
We will not see it soon.
Agreed. Let's go. All right. Finishing it off, I'm going to read 3 of these random lizard tales. They're always a good positive note. This is a book my father wrote again. Each page is one thought. So I'm just going to open the page, and my goal is to complete it because I should have completed it in like 1982. And so we're going to complete it together. All right. This one's a short one. Are you ready? Okay. So they kind of look like this. Each one is like one lizard talking to another, or a group of lizards talking to another group, and they're having a discussion. That's how everyone is. Okay. All right. And each lizard page has like a name, like, John Doe lizards or Mary Jane lizards or whatever. Okay. So this one was written for me on 3 August 1982. And the name of the species of these lizards is called How Many Seconds Left Lizards. Okay. Right. Got it. Okay. How many seconds left lizards are very good little lizards? The 2 I heard said, what team sport do you like the best? The other one replies, conversation. Okay, fitting. That's what we're doing. We have a tennis thing, and we're here conversating. It's a pretty good one. I like that. Short, sweet, to the point. Never underestimate the power of a positive and good conversation. Watch out for those bad ones. Watch out for those damn bad ones. Women. rough to deal with. Watch out for those damn things too. Freaking women, tough. Not missing much. Stay single. Freaking stay away from
You
them.
know, he's just saying this, and he says, "I can never be alone."
Very true. Okay, the next one. This is another short one. A lot of space here. Ooh, space. Okay, so this one was written for my sister, 10 May 1982. We must have been in Hemet there, or he must have been on a ship. Okay, what do you think? All in one word. What do you think? Lizards. What do you think, lizards? Okay, what do you think? Lizards are very good little lizards. Just the other day, I could see two of them from the balcony. They were standing at the edge of the patio talking. This is what they said. One says to the other, "Should I hug my little lizards?" The other one says in response, "Should you water your plants?" So in other words, dumb question. Yeah, hug your damn kids. Pretty good one. Short, sweet, to the point, powerful, potent, incredible. Okay, good point. Even though sometimes I want to pick your mess off the top. Sometimes it's hard to remember to go give them a hug when you just want to be like, what the? Freaking heart attack land, making a mess you just cleaned up, and now they're messing it up again. You're like, shut up. Let me give you a hug, though. Let me give you a hug. All right, one more, okay? Ready? I should practice that more often, right? Practice what you preach. I'm trying to find a short one. Here, let me go. I said I was going to do it random, but I'm just looking to save you all time. Okay, I'm just going to go to this one, okay? All right, you ready for this one? I'm just going to read this one, okay? This one is called Opinion. Like we have opinions, opinion lizards. And this one is written for my sister on the 12th of April, 1982. All right, here we go. What are these onions all about? Do onions make you cry, by the way?
Mm-hmm. I was only 3.
Yeah, so you were
no,
3?
I wasn't 3. I was 2.5.
I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing tennis. I know that. I started it too. I got a picture. I won't show it now. Anyway. Okay, opinion lizards. Let's check these guys out, or gals. Opinion lizards are very good little lizards. 2 of them were on the patio drying off from a bath, and one said to the other, "It's helpful, I think, to remember that everything has an explanation, but be careful about trying to offer one." Good point. You know, there's nothing like hearing some dumbass ramble on about the freaking how he or she's got all the answers to everything. This reminds me of something. I'm glad I just read that. I was in college and it was my freshman year. I had the same professor again my senior year. Freshman year was like intro to psychology. I have a psychology degree. Anyway, it was like intro to psychology. But my senior year, it was like research, design, and analysis 2 or something. So I remember the first year that he asked the question. He had it written on this big, dry erase board. It was auditorium class, a bunch of people in there. And he writes some question on the board. And he turns around and says, "Do you see the question?" He was like, "Your assignment today is I want everybody to take out a sheet of paper." I think he already had a paper, scattered throughout the auditorium. "And I would like you to answer the question and then put the papers on my desk. I'm leaving. Take care. Have a good day. Adios. I'm gone." Okay. So some people sat in there and they wrote, oh shit, and racked their brain. And then, I got, pulled out their MLA format notebook and all this shit. We're talking pre-internet. This was like my freshman year was 95. So we weren't pulling out the smartphone. Anyway, a lot of us, such as myself, we really didn't know the answer. We didn't. I was there in that class, I think, with quite a few people that I still think that are around today. We were like, "Oh, I don't know," and we just kind of turned in a piece of paper and, I guess, whatever, see you later. Right. But some people stayed in there for an hour or 2 and answered the question and put it on the desk. Anyway, moral of the story is we go back to the next class. I think it was like a tri-weekly class, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Anyway, so he comes in and he had collected the papers and he read the papers and he put on there that there was no one in the class that got the answer right. There were some of you that were close. And we were like, damn, we're interested in this because this question eluded most of us, right? Talking to the person next to me. "Hey, did you know the answer to that question?" "No, I just guessed so." Anyway, there was no answer. It was a bullshit question. It was a question he made up with no answer. And the moral of the story is to try to not open your mouth and say a bunch of stuff if you really and truly don't know what the hell you're talking about. And if you do know what you're talking about and it's a biased issue, race, religion, politics, sports in some areas, men versus women, the sexes of vaccine or no vaccine. You're going to pit yourself enemies right off when the goal is to be welcomed by all and not by just a select few, and have the other half want to freaking hit you over the head with a 2x4, right? So you have to be careful of what you say, because A, it may be a test in which there is no answer, or B, it might be a loaded question to get you to say an opinion one way only to bash you in the face the other way. The moral of the story is never pass up an opportunity to keep your damn mouth shut, especially if it's a biased topic, if it's a hateful potential topic, and life will be much easier. Be careful of who you offer advice to, because it may burn the shit out of you. All right? Anyway, that's a wrap. Boom.
Adios.
Let's go.